Hey, what's going on, friends? My podcast every day is broken up into two parts on the free platform. The first part, Act 1, is right now. When it's all done, go right on over to Act 2 to get the second half of the podcast. Thank you so much for checking out my show. Hello, friends, and welcome into the Eric Zane Show podcast, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures. I'm right here in the Impact Power Sports studio. I'll get this out of the way early. My voice is, I feel like fuck. Well, it's just, it hurts. It kind of hurts to talk right now, and I'm not sure what's going on. This happens more and more often now, and it's got to be age. The idea that the amount of words that I actually speak every day are out loud, it's a lot. And I think on days particularly like yesterday and this past week, it's been very involved. Sometimes it's just like when you overuse a muscle. So I'm trying to keep it as low-key as possible. So that'll be no Amanda impressions, no Cecil with a Y impressions, and I'll try not to get pissed off and scream. Because if I do, then that's probably a problem. But, yeah, I woke up this morning, got myself a gun, woke up this morning, and I was like, oh, boy. And, not that I have to do any real heavy lifting when it comes to talking on the radio show, but I am still using the voice. And then I had to voice track the iHeart show. And I'm coming off of a late night last night with the Griffins. And then Tuesday was an exceptionally long day in terms of speaking with doing the Who Are These Broadcasters mega show, not to mention the regular podcast, free podcast, the Patreon podcast. It adds up, and you could transport yourself right into intense laryngitis. I do know this. So if you overuse it, your body will say, hey, it's time for you to rest. So I do feel a little bit of discomfort right now. And I think that the one thing you're not supposed to do is drink coffee and consume caffeine, which I have right in front of me. I think that you're supposed to, if you're to do any type of natural remedies, it's like hot tea and honey. That's what Becca Shea says. She's right. She's right about that. Linda says put honey in the coffee. No, that sounds horrible. You sick animal. What are you doing? But we'll get through it. If it starts to bother me too much, I'll just dip out. Chris says a little Tune Man and some shit pump part rebuilding. Good start to the day. So, yeah, he's referring to me, the Tune Man, rocking and rolling you on 91 Rock FM. And he is rebuilding a pump to transport shit water because that's what he does for a living. Rebecca says hot tea and honey has been my go-to this week. Alan says blackberry brandy and honey always works. Appreciate you guys. I also appreciate you keeping the family and I in your thoughts and prayers. I am a bit depressed right now. As you know, I had to get out of the free podcast early yesterday because they got some not so good information to me on a text from my sister/stepsister Sue. And so I figured I'd just go over that with you to start and see where this takes us. Honestly, the fact that I can sit here and do this, when I speak about something as absolutely serious as this, it is very, very helpful and keeps my depression somewhat stymied. And, we're coming off of the death of the dog. So this is life. This is the way it is. And I honestly, I have learned not to challenge those notions or get too caught up into my own feelings and to overreact or panic or anything like this. But he's dying. My dad is dying. And yesterday was a weird day for him because he kind of like took a dramatic step in the, into that direction. And, he is in hospice care, long-term hospice care, but yesterday was one of those ones where it appears that like when you're trudging along towards the ultimate result, and then suddenly you take a big leap forward. That is kind of like the vibe that we have going on right now. Rebecca with a great question. Have you considered preemptively talking to your therapist? No, I haven't thought about that at all because I am honestly okay. As I'm talking to you, I'm walled off so that I don't lose my shit. And I don't like it when I fall apart on the podcast. And I won't. But Nick, Black Belt Nick says, I remember when I had to come to that realization with my dad. It was different since it was cancer and quick, but still it hits hard. And I ultimately don't know what the timeline is here, and it's a great mystery. We don't know. We do not know that. But yesterday was a little bit different because he's hallucinating. And this is a direct result of the dementia. And words yesterday, and I don't know how they are today because he probably is not yet awake, words were not making sense. So if you can kind of picture Ben Glaze doing stand-up, that's how it sounded. So my dad, there's a video that I saw because my beloved stepsister Sue sent it along to say this is where we are with this, and it's he's speaking very matter of fact, like he knows what he's saying, and the words are English, but they are not in any order that makes sense at all. So picture if I just said, so, lampshade, plush carpet with side notes, G clef, pandemonium, Silverado. That's what it's like. Stevie says, poor Ben being compared to a dementia patient. Fair, though. There was one moment when I was looking at the video. Sue says, do you want to tell the family that you love them? And he goes, no. Thank you, Wolverine Bronco, and all of you. So sorry to hear that about your dad. Yeah, it's part of life. It's part of life. I'm glad you guys are here. I'm glad I can discuss this openly. And, honestly, I think this is a perfect time to talk about how this fell into place where, this could be so much worse. The fact that my beloved stepmother and my beloved father are in a very, very nice house with family next door, Jim and Sue, to take care of them, which, my God, they have done so much, being that this has been their life for the past however long this has been, and it just so happens that last summer, Sue, her husband, Jim, he retired. So this is huge now. It sucks, but, that's what we were raised for. We were raised to take care of moms and dads. At least I feel that way. And they are just wonderful, wonderful souls, and they've done such an amazing job. They're still very active in their church, so they still are busy, but for them they have to, obviously be rather involved, being that they are the first responders in all of this. So I just cannot say enough about them. They have, I live a state away, and Pooh Bear is going there Saturday. I cannot, unfortunately. That's kind of like where we are right now. Thank you to E-Rock. He says, watching your live stream, sorry to hear about your dad. Sorry to hear about your dog and what's happening with Dad. Much love, my friend. He would have posted that, but I made it so that it's subscriber only. So he's like, come on, what are you doing? I had to do that. But thank you, buddy. And by the way, good news. I heard about the radio show, and I can't wait to hear more about that, and I can't wait to hear it. Because E-Rock, my pal E-Rock, my pal Christian Blatt, and is it Lucy? Is Lucy participating from Once Over with Kaylee? You guys are doing a movie-centric radio show, and you're set up with a radio syndication company that just so happens to be in Grand Rapids, Michigan. What the fuck? Who is this guy? And why the fuck am I not doing a show for this guy? What? He knows me? E-Rock said he's aware of you because of your name. That's what, not E-Rock. Christian told me that. He goes, yeah, he knows who you are. I go, what the fuck hasn't he reached out to me? He's got to need shows. I think he does a lot of those. The guy who is putting on E-Rock's show is the same guy that there's a show on his network. It's called like The War Zone or Red State Rumble or Armament to Freedom or something like that. What is that guy's name? E-Rock, of course, was able to steer the Opie and Anthony show to new heights with his legendary producing skills.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, you're live.
Oh, hi.
Hey.
Hello, audience.
You're doing a radio show, I understand.
Yeah, well, I don't think we announced it yet.
Oh, God damn it. Christian did. Christian announced it. What an asshole.
Oh, he did?
He absolutely did.
All right. Well, it's news to me, and I'm on the thing. So
God damn it.
I found out after everybody else.
Holy shit. When does it start?
We just did the first episode this week, and we're waiting for when they're sending it out. I'm still Christian's leading this thing right now.
Yeah.
I'm playing catch up because I had so much other shit happening. Stuff. Oh, we're live streaming. It's fine. So much other stuff going on right now that I just got to the point. I need you to handle this because this is the one time right now until things settle down that I need somebody else to do this instead of me doing all the work.
Of course.
Yeah. So.
That's awesome. Cole says, tell him he's on the podcast. I don't think you said that. I go, I did. And I did say that, Cole, but I appreciate you looking out for me so much.
You did. I'm suing you for every penny that's worth.
Is Kaylee going to be with you? Is she on this too?
She is.
I love her. She's great.
On the show. And, so far, can talk to Christian off air about what they wanted to call this show and what I said I will not be a part of it if they're doing it.
You know what's interesting is the guy who runs that broadcast, that network, the syndication network. I guess he's right here where I live.
I thought he was in L.A. I didn't know he's out by you.
No, he is in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Why? What the hell? And so I said to him, I go, well, what the fuck? And I guess he is aware of me from my history here. What the
Right.
fuck? I mean, Jesus Christ, I'm over here playing with my dick. I could absolutely help you in some way, shape, or form. I don't give a shit what it is. But we shall see.
What could you do? Could you tell me what you're good at?
Right. I'm still trying to figure that out. Nobody thinks I'm good at anything. Well, look, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for the kind thoughts and all that. And yeah, man, I can't wait to hear something new coming down the pike.
Well, that's I'll add a little bit. That's one of the things that's been going on. There's a couple other things I'm waiting for official word on.
Okay.
Hopefully announced, but yeah. So that was one of the things. And by the way, that text I sent you, it wasn't that because you've got the supporter chat on right now.
Oh,
I would have sent that to you off air to begin with.
of course you would. Of course you would. I believe that. I know that. You don't have to say that. Come on. I know you love me.
Well, according to, you never know with the public. They all assume we're all assholes, and they're not entirely wrong, but we're also not entirely dead inside.
Yes. When is the next episode of It's Eric Nagel on Apple Podcast showing up?
Well, it's carried by iHeart. So tonight we're live we stream it live on YouTube and on Twitch, and then it goes out on iHeart Friday morning.
Okay, my bad. Excellent.
Yeah.
E-Rock, I appreciate you as always.
All right, sorry for unintentionally derailing your show.
You did not. Anytime. No, my show is impossible to derail. Everybody knows my ADHD runs rampant.
All right, give those good animals behind you there some extra treats when you're off.
All right, you're a good man.
Talk to you later.
See ya.
Bye.
The world famous E-Rock. He is a wonderful soul. Okay, hang on. Cole says, ask him if he's hiring. Yeah, I'm always looking for new work. Or are you looking for work? Ladies and gentlemen, we are continuing business as usual, though, as best as I can. Despite, a lot of concern. And by the way, Maureen writes, it's the circle of life. They take care of us and we take care of them when the time comes. Yes. Again, this is why you have kids. Either that or you put things in place to make sure that somebody wipes your ass. That's all you want. Today we have the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. And actually before that is show number 89 of Who Are These Free Beers? And I am just full of content. It's going to be more Hot Wings, Steve, Kelly centric, because I pulled from an amazing conversation that took place when Free Beer was gone for a day or two. And I think he had said on his show that his beloved wife, Amanda, had surgery, or I called her Amanda. Oh my God. His beloved wife had a surgery. So my best. I hope that things are okay, as far as you know. No, I'm kidding. Honestly, I wouldn't want anything bad to happen to anybody, really, in real life. Come on now. I've got somewhat of a soul. So, yeah. But anyway, Free Beer was off, and Hot Wings starts out a show. Hey, welcome to he's laughing all while he's talking, doing the laugh talking thing. And he opened it up with, I had to help my kids pick their classes, their electives for the next school year. And, okay, the twists and turns in this thing are just ridiculous. And really no need to have any twists and any turns. Because I'll just get out in front of this. There's no real discernible point to this discussion. And it's another fantastic example of when you are the big swinging dick on the block, you can say no matter what it is, and people are going to love it. This show is continuing to blow up. They are bigger than ever. They are richer than ever. Their ratings are higher than ever. They just got voted number 2 morning show in America. I don't know who the other people were, but so there you go. I mean, I'm the idiot. We are the idiots. We don't know what the fuck we're talking about. I am 100% serious about that. Becca Shea says, oh my God, are you kidding? No, it is a poll done by a company known as Barrett Media. And every year they come out with the best of radio. And they were voted number 2. I don't know who's won, but it doesn't matter. That's fantastic. They just added dozens more stations. And they're selling out shows. They have a show in Grand Rapids coming, and it's at night, and people are paying like $100 a ticket, and everybody's buying them. It's unbelievable. So I honestly think that though we still do shows like Who Are These Free Beers and make fun of them all the damn time, we are humiliated. I am humiliated. All right. It has become very, very obvious that they never needed me at all. In fact, I'm guessing that me being on that show hindered them. That's how I feel, because it's obvious. My God, I leave and they continue to scale new heights. Now, is it a show that I think is any good? No, it's a terrible show. It's a huge pile of shit. But I guess I am just beyond cynical. Perhaps that's what it is. Perhaps we need to be listening and going, yeah, this is what it's all about. Because clearly, America's spoken. They took over for the, there was a radio show that just retired named John Boy and Billy, and heard all across the South, hillbillies. And John Boy and Billy stations are now gone. Well, the stations are still there, but the stations needed a morning show. And who did they call? They called these guys. Now, I'm like licking my chops. I'm like, oh, they're going to get screwed. They're going to put them on John Boy and Billy stations, and those hillbillies are going to hate them. And the opposite has happened. These stations are lining up. Apparently, the John Boy and Billy audience loves free beer and hot wings. I'm not even kidding. So I thought for sure that, you get 3 women, 2 beta, and 3, wait a minute. Three women. You got Greg and the girls, and then, now I'm getting that wrong. You got the girls and then the beta males, and then questionable sexuality, possibly. And you put them on where a hillbilly show was on, you would think that this would be terrible. And they're all extremely liberal, but that has not affected anything. They're doing outstanding. There is no negative feedback whatsoever from the dozens of new stations that they have signed. We are the fools, apparently. Birch Barlow says, first of all, Tyler says it's because radio is so shit across the board. I don't know. Megan says, do we know the average age of their listeners? No. Birch Barlow, the world became pussies and they don't appreciate the humor you brought. They want milquetoast, non-confrontational nonsense. Probably. Chris says, didn't you guys used to trash the shit out of John Boy and Billy all the time? Megan says, but they used to trash Bob and Tom, and now they are Bob and Tom, but worse. Well, I don't know. They're fucking rich as shit. And they need to be. I mean, you got fucking, they're buying houses for wives all over. My God, if there is another catastrophe, like if Greg gets another divorce and he has to buy more houses for a man, for, God damn it, whatever, his wife's name. That's going to be tough. He's going to be living with fucking Tony Gates in a goddamn trailer. Let's see. Cole says their current product appeals to the dumbest people in America. Makes sense. Well, I don't know about that. I just know I think it sucks, and I like making fun of it. So I'm actually quite happy with this success. Part of me is like, boy, I hope they fail. But I'm like, no, I don't want them to fail. I want them to have reinforcement that they are doing the right thing with this tepid style of show. Because then I can always fall back on, hey, let's listen to this clip, which we will do today when we do Who Are These Free Beers at 6 p.m. Eastern. You can check it out for free at patreon.com/Eric Zane, patreon.com/Eric Zane. Excuse me. Okay. The open of this show is brought to you by Impact Power Sports. No, I shouldn't say that. The open is brought to you by Irvine's. But Impact Power Sports, they bring you my posh studio, which is rich in dogs. Thank you to them. They're online at impactpowersportsmi.com. They sell Yamaha golf carts. You can also get a side-by-side, motorcycle, ATV, UTV, e-bike, go-kart, snowmobile, lawnmower. They have it all at Impact Power Sports. Online at impactpowersportsmi.com. Where is it here? The number one show, according to Barrett Media. Thank you to John, who sent this along. The top-ranked morning shows. Barrett Media's most recent national evaluation. Sid Rosenberg's Sid and Friends in the Morning. At number one in the country. That is, I think, a New York City radio station. So the Free Beer and Outwing show is right behind Sid Rosenberg's Sid and Friends in the Morning show. Okay, there you go. Well, you know what that means. If they're that high in the big radio show rankings, the next stop is the Hall of Fame. Now, the Hall of Fame that they were trying to get into, that they were nominated for, which was outstanding. Honestly, I would love to show up at that ceremony and accept the award, but I honestly don't think that they needed me. There's two Hall of Fames. There's like the one that they were nominated for, and then there's like the NAB. They should be in all of those at this stage of the game. After all of these radio stations signed on, after this ranking by Barrett Media, how can you argue against that? The track record of success, I mean, though I think it's a piece of shit, excuse me, but you can't argue with that success. I'll be the first one to tell you that. People love it. I think we are the outliers. All right. Baseball started utilizing instant replay. And the first game that they're using it right away, and they can do it for balls and strikes. And how it works is you throw the pitch, and then the umpire goes, hey, that's a ball. And then the catcher says, he taps his head. That means review. And then in an instant, they look at it, and they can see, well, that's a strike. It isn't like in football where they have to go over to the thing and look into it and determine. There's a computer that is tracking the pitch. And I want to show you 3 instances of that in a game yesterday. And this will be the new normal. It says, tough day at the office. Umpire had 3 calls overturned by ABS. And I'm not sure what that stands for. Automatic ball strikes and just over an inning.
The veteran move. Oh, yeah.
So you see that? The catcher thinks that's a strike. The ump said, no, that's a ball. Catcher taps his helmet.
The veteran move. Oh, yeah. We'll have a review here. Our first ABS challenge of the day.
Call the field is a ball. The catcher is challenging.
There it is, catcher challenging the ball call. The ABS review powered by T-Mobile. We will take a look, and it is a strike. So the catcher was right, and that one kind of right.
So the call is overturned. I already see problems with this, though, because the ump has to step away and go, catcher is challenging the call. No. Don't do that. None of that shit. We don't want to. We've already increased the speed of the games with this pitch clock and batter clock and all that stuff. That's awesome. All we need is catcher to tap his helmet and then instantly, none of this make an announcement that it's challenging. Have some type of setup. I don't know if you do it with AI. You know it's possible where he taps his helmet. Hell, I don't even give a shit if he has a button that actually triggers it, the catcher. And then right away, in an instant, it's overturned or it's confirmed. In fact, they should even make it so that if it is overturned, you hear, fuck you, and then it shows up as a strike.
Down the middle. Gets the called strike on the inside, and Contreras.
Now this one's batter. The batter doesn't like it. The batter gets a called strike, and the batter touches his helmet. He says, no, I think that was a ball.
An ABS review, so we will get
Call the field is a strike. The batter is challenging.
Of the game already here in the first. Called a strike. Contreras thinks it missed. We get the look. And that's a ball. StatCast 3D, powered by Google Cloud.
This guy throws a strike.
Gave up
Call the field is a ball. The catcher is challenging.
Horowitz in first. We've got a catcher challenge here. Our third of the game already. A ball was the call. And it is another successful challenge.
Caught a lot of the plate. 0 for 3 right now.
These guys can't believe how shitty this ump is. All right. Well, I think this is the first step to making it so the umps don't have anything to do with balls and strikes. Why not? You could have them still there for check swing. Was the batter hit by a pitch? Was it a foul tip into the glove? Play at the plate. There's a lot of things that the umpire could do, but in my opinion, you don't need the umpire now to call balls and strikes. Right? I mean, I don't know anything about sports, but fuck me. David says, how many calls have players gotten screwed on before this technology? Oh, a ton. This is also going to reduce moments in time when there are goddamn temper tantrums on the field. You know how the players or the manager might come
Sunday
running out
nights
all pissed off and screaming and yelling and, oh my God, it's the end of the world. Because they've got this now, so it's going to calm things down quite a bit. With that being said, I can't go another second without bringing up the most intense baseball hot mic moment. That would be our asses in the jackpot. Terry Collins, the manager of the Mets at the time.
You're done. No, I mean, you can't do that. You're not in that situation, man. You can't. No, that ain't gonna happen. I mean, I knew you were gonna say that, but that ain't gonna happen.
I don't know if I can use this one because I want it like with the swear words in it. Our ass is in the jackpot, unedited.
Terry and our guest got into an argument that now lives in baseball history. Let's relive that moment right now.
You're done. No, I mean, you can't do that. You're not in that situation, man. You can't. That ain't gonna happen. I mean, I knew you were gonna say that, but that ain't gonna happen. I mean, that's the wrong time to do it. That's all. I'm telling you.
Wrong time to do anything.
Well, it is what it is, but that ain't gonna happen. Our ass is in the jackpot. We don't do something there. I'm just telling you that.
But shouldn't there be a warning?
No. I mean, okay, the situation of what happened and everything else, that's what dictates that. Okay.
But there was no prior knowledge that before the game started. I mean, if Harry comes into the dugout and says, "Hey, if somebody gets hit," then that's.
Everybody knows what the situation is. Okay. Take him. Terry, get a handle. Come on, let's go. Come on, now, talk to me. Talk to me.
Tommy, that's fucking bullshit.
Terry, talk to me. Then you talk to me about it. Okay.
You gotta give us a shot.
You know what?
You gotta give us a shot,
Okay,
Tom.
listen to me. Let me hear what I'm saying, okay? You get your shot. You had your shot right there in the situation.
Well, why
you
not?
know the situation, Terry.
Why don't we get a shot, Tommy?
Because that makes it worse. Terry, that makes it fucking worse.
I know it, but MLB did nothing to that guy. Nothing.
Okay, I can't control that, Terry. I can't control that. You know as well as I do Terry, you know where I stand on the whole fucking situation. But
you're better than that, Tommy. You know that.
Terry, listen, I'm telling you, our ass is in the jackpot now. Okay, I'm just telling you.
Fucking motherfucker.
You know what? That's you got it. Okay, get it. You got everything out.
That is the manager or the umpire is Tom Hamilton, and that's Terry Collins. And I think that this host here has them both at the same time.
Hello to Tom Hallion. Tom, how you doing?
Very well,
Tom
thank
Hallion.
you.
Okay.
Tom, thanks for coming on again.
My pleasure, Terry. Anytime, any place, anywhere.
You know, the thing that people don't understand, you know, and I've had to answer this a number of times. I have to answer it on Fifth Avenue once in a while when I'm in New York City. But, you know, everybody thinks that you and I were mad at each other. That is not true. That is the farthest thing that happened. You know, to be honest, I was more upset about the home plate umpire, you know, for ejecting Noah.
Well, yeah, you called him a fucking motherfucker. We know that. Everybody got that, Terry. Terry, our ass is in the jackpot, Terry. Megan says, fucking motherfucker. And he felt so much better. Get it out, Terry. Terry, you know I can't say anything about that, Terry. That's a level of rage. That's a controlled rage that I think is kind of geared towards a dude. I think a dude can pull that off better than a chick can. There are women that can pull that type of controlled, intense rage, particularly black women. They're more focused. Okay? White bitches can't at all. They just go bananas and scream. But most guys have that type of, well, at least alpha men have that type of, the wires crossed and, God damn it. Nick says Russian women can reach that level. He is, his significant other is a Russian woman, which I love that so much. I'm so happy with that. If there's ever an opportunity, Nick, that we could do an impromptu edition of Ask a Russian Woman. Okay? Like if we're doing the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast and your SO is available, you just sit her down so we can ask questions. I would be Eric Zaitunian, I can promise you that. I'd be very polite. I would not be rude to her in any way. Did you say it was Katiana or what the fuck is her name? Helga? It's not Helga. It might be Katiana. I have so many questions. Ekaterina. Alan says the bitch from Hot FM could probably get there too. I don't want to. That's you saying that. She is not. By the way, I started to communicate with her, and I got to send her some things. I'm trying to think up some clever things that I can send her as payment, kind of like for that long-term apology that I promised her, to send her something nice every month for referring to her as those terrible things. That would be Ellen Taylor, who is a PA announcer, by the way, and she's pretty damn good at it. I saw a clip of her, and I don't want to sound like too much of an asshole, but there aren't a lot of good female PA announcers. She appears to be one of them. There is a women's soccer. I think she does women's soccer. She might do something else. Rebecca says send her Lego flowers. Why? What if she doesn't like Lego flowers? Why would I? And by the way, this is going to work out for Pooh Bear too, because if I'm sending gifts to another woman and not sending gifts to Pooh Bear, that's a problem. So, she's going to be like, what, do you have a girlfriend? And I'll say, well, yes, I do. But not like the level that you're thinking. Just like I would say I have a boyfriend. I have lots of boyfriends. Okay. Rebecca says, why not? They last forever when regular flowers die. Well, what if she doesn't like Legos? What if she doesn't give a shit? I mean, that's a lot of work to have to fucking make the fucking flowers. Yeah, hey, what do you want to do? It's Saturday night. Yeah, let's build some Legos. Or do they show up built? Yeah, that's fucking toys. I'm not going to send toys. I was going to touch on something else, but I forgot. I don't know what my problem is. All right, so that's the baseball thing. I really like that they are relying on that type of technology. But, yeah. Chris Hansen is back. He's going after pedophiles. He has a new show called Take Down with Chris Hansen. Now, I talked about my stepsister / sister Sue. Her daughters, two of her kids, are very close with this guy, Chris Hansen, because they have developed like this network of people involved in anti-trafficking. They have more than one nonprofit, my nieces, to combat this. So I'd like to get Chris Hansen on to talk about this because he is doing, it's kind of like To Catch a Predator on steroids. Same everything that you expected from To Catch a Predator, but now it's online. And he, as this person writes, Chris Hansen has completely dropped the corporate filter and is back to doing exactly what he does best. The era of network television holding him back is officially over. In his new series, Takedown with Chris Hansen, he is no longer playing nice for the Dateline censors. He is running his own completely unfiltered sting operations and making sure every single one of these guys actually faces prosecution. If you want to watch the raw, uncensored takedowns, he streams them all exclusively on his own dedicated true crime network called True Blue, TruBlu. Here's the latest.
This nursing assistant will test my patience. When you came in, you lied.
I apologize if it's low audio. Let me make sure that it's as loud as can be. This dude is a nurse's assistant. I think he just got off work because he's got his nursing cap on. You know, you put that little beanie on. He's wearing that.
This nursing assistant will test my patience. When you came in, you locked the door. Why did you do that?
Because I thought we were about to, chill and stuff.
But I'm full of surprises.
I knew something was off, but I fell for the gimmick anyway.
What was the gimmick?
That this was some type of sting operation.
Why were you suspicious that this might be a sting?
Because I've been watching little videos.
And what do you think about those fellas who show up in the videos?
They go down.
They go down. You want to go home and just forget about this whole ugly thing?
Happened again.
I like how, well, this guy who looks a lot and sounds a lot like Marshawn Lynch is sitting there. There's like a container of Vaseline, like on the counter.
And this was not happening again. I would get rid of the app, delete the app, just go. I'm done.
Right.
I'm done.
What does this do to you
and this my livelihood, like my CNA license, this gonna go on my record. This is gonna hurt me bad. This gonna mess up everything that I have already worked.
Well, you know how to avoid it, right?
How can I?
How can I?
You could have avoided by not coming over here to anally rape a 15-year-old boy, Deon.
Oh, fuck. All right, that is Act 1 of the podcast. Act 2 is available right after this one. Go check it out. What are you doing? Don't miss a second of it. Thank you so much.